All right, welcome back, everybody. We are so fucking back.
We are so
Welcome
fucking
back
back.
to Trench. Welcome back to Trench.
Yeah.
All right. Also,
That's
welcome back to Broken
I was
Boys.
just say that's the name of our podcast now.
So 157. I'm Colin.
And I am Mike.
Yeah. And yeah, we are so fucking back, but we'll talk about that in a bit.
Oh yes, we will.
No overall theme this week, but lots of Toil
Arguably.
Pilots, lots of Toil Pilots talk
Yeah.
incoming. So ready
Yeah.
yourself. But before that, how was your week, Mike?
Uh Week was busy. A lot of stuff going on. Surprisingly.
Uh,
Um yeah, I know. Mostly against my will, but it's okay. I shouldn't say mostly. But Yeah, I
Completely.
mean, it started off fine with last Saturday. I went with my neighbors to get some sushi. We went up north a little bit to a all you can eat place that was up there. That was my second time doing all you can eat sushi. I ordered like 3 rolls. I'm like, that should be good for now. Didn't pay attention to the roll sizes, and
Yeah.
I ordered all big rolls
Oh, perfect.
without even really noticing it. So those 3, it was like perfect, but I was like, all right, that's all I can eat. You know, that's the trademark right there. But that was pretty good. It was like, well, it was a roll named after the town, but it was like the main one that I really liked. It was like deep fried. It had cream cheese. It had eel sauce. Had I think it was crab, if I remember. Had some of like those like fish egg stuff on the top that I forget the name of.
Uni.
Um, it
Uni?
was
Or not uni, that's sea urchin.
Yeah, it said the name, but I forgot what it
Roe.
was. Roe, yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, it was a really good roll. And then I had 2 others that were pretty similar. I love me some eel sauce on my sushi.
Mhm.
Give me a sushi with eel sauce on it, and I'll love you. But that's eel sauce is the way to my heart.
Hear
Um,
that, ladies?
yeah, to the ladies listening, or John.
Oh,
But yeah, did that. That was pretty cool. The reason we went out is because my neighbor ordered like 3 T-shirts through like a shop that was up there.
mm,
And it was actually a nice little shop that we went into. It was kind of like a little pop culture shop, but they had a bunch of like new records there. Like pretty much it was a record store for like only new stuff, but with a whole bunch of pop culture shit around it too. It was a nice little store. Um, and I almost bought the new The Smile album, Wall of Eyes, on vinyl, and I was like,
mm.
I'm about to get sushi. I need to
Yeah.
I need to pace myself. Um, but yeah, that was a thing. But then also over the weekend, like less fun news is my
Oh.
grandma had a little bit of a stroke going on.
Ooh.
Was a little. She's okay. I'll preface the story with that she's
Okay.
doing fine now. She's supposed to make a full recovery. She's in like rehab for stroke stuff,
Mhm.
for like the next like 2 weeks or something. But she was like in the ER and stuff like all week, and there was a lot of just emotional baggage in the family
Mhm.
this week. So it's
Yeah.
a lot of, I don't know if tension's the right word, but just everyone's a little on edge, not really knowing
Yeah.
what's going on type thing. But
Mm.
as of I think yesterday, or maybe 2 days ago, she's you know doing fine, and will be okay.
That's good.
But that was
Sorry to hear that. Sorry
yeah.
to hear that the new abnormal was a little too much for her.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, when they delve into those, electronic sounds for old people, it's like,
Yeah.
but, you know, um, No. She's a true stroke victim, fan. Um, but
Sorry.
no, she's okay. She's okay, so it's all right. Um, but um, yeah, that was the thing that was going on. But I got to visit with their dog a lot this week. I took her for a walk at her house, and then when my grandma was actually in the ER, there was a day my grandpa went up there, and the dog kind of lived at our house for a while,
Mm.
which Riley loved.
Oh,
She's I mean they're both very well behaved and they both gave each other Riley's my cat if you have not tuned into this podcast before. Um but they both gave each other space. They were both being good about it, but Riley's like, "Yeah, I don't want anything to do with you." And Sadie the dog is like, "I got cats at home. We have fun. We play and stuff." um yeah. But that was kind of interesting though, just living with the dog again. I mean, I took care of that dog and another one for 2 weeks last summer. But yep, that was something that happened. Um,
mhm.
and I watched Dune Part One finally.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was on Netflix, and I think it's like leaving soon. Actually, I think it's like today that it's leaving.
Oh, wow.
But I started actually speaking of when I took care of those dogs, I started watching Dune Part One over that time because it was on like one of the streaming services my aunt had there.
Uh-huh.
And I was really tired and really out of it that week because I remember watching like half of it, a little over half of it, and I was like, "This is cool," but I'm really not following along with what's going on. And then I just didn't really have the desire to like finish it. Coming back to it, I really got into it a lot more this time around.
Really?
Yeah, I was almost debating, and I'm so glad I didn't. I was debating just like skipping into it, like halfway, and then just
No.
watching the rest of it. I'm so glad I didn't do that because while I did remember the big plot points, damn, was I not invested in the first watch. um, but yeah, watch Dune Part One. Definitely want to see the second one at some point. I asked my friends, and none of them said anything. So we'll see. Maybe I'll pull a you and do a solo movie theater experience. I know you love doing
Uh,
that.
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go see it with my dad over spring break. But
Yeah.
if you want to go see it again, I'll go see it with you.
Hey, maybe. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, that was a thing. 21 Pilot stuff happened.
Yeah,
And
whatever.
yeah, whatever. I listened to a lot of music this week. The first two were recommendations that I got from my buddy Dane. But they were this little EP called Club Shy by Shy Girl. Not exactly sure why he recommended me this because it was kind of like club dance music, um, which I was like, it's fine. There was one track in there that I was really vibing with. I'm like, this is not really my style, but you know what? I listened to it. Um, and then the second thing was this album by Chelsea Wolfe. Another thing he recommended. It's called "She Reaches Out to." She reaches out to she.
Mm.
And it's like I think I don't remember what the description was, but it's kind of like a dark sounding rock pop album thing. That was pretty cool. I think I might check it out again because Fantano gave it like a 9, and
Oh, wow.
there's like a lot of people on album of the year that are like saying like no, this shit's like really good. Um, I thought it was just like okay with some cool like standouts on it. But maybe I'll give that one another spin at some point. And then this week, I kind of did my own little, I, I guess, little artist analysis on album
Oh,
of the year. I cheated on you. I'm sorry.
what the
But
fuck?
I decided to catch up on my Jacob Collier lore because I
Uh,
felt very interesting about his music recently. I'm not into it as much as I used to be, and I kind of just want to like look through his stuff to just see what's there. So I listened to his first album in my room, and then I listened to all of his Jesse records. But Jesse Volume One was the only one that was new to me. Um, I'll talk about those when we do our little monthly roundup. And then I listened to Jesse Volume Four, which came out yesterday.
huh.
Uh, and yeah, I listened to all of those. I'll talk a little bit more about those in depth later, but that's pretty much my week. There was some more weird emotional things going on throughout the week, but you know what? I'm in an okay place for now.
That's good.
Just yeah, you know the vibe. But how about you, sir? How have you been doing?
Week's been pretty okay. Um, just the usual, working school, um, being excited about 21 Pilots.
Mm-hmm.
Woke up on Thursday with the butterflies in my stomach and uh, like that sinking, anxious, excited feeling in my stomach as well.
Oh yeah.
Um, but the weather was real weird.
Oh yeah.
Had some nice like almost 80-degree weather. It was like a record high on like Tuesday or something like that. Um, in for February, and and then it was like 20 degrees with like super cold winds the
Mm-hmm.
next day, which love that. I love the Midwest.
Mm-hmm. Illinois
Um,
is great.
so good. I um, um, what else? I didn't do a whole lot. I just played some Fortnite with June and Noah, and uh then we also tried out this game Helldivers 2. I don't know if you've seen
Yeah,
anything.
my friends have been wanting me to play that one.
Yeah, we played like a little bit of it yesterday. I played the tutorial um on Wednesday, and that was it was very funny,
Mm-hmm.
and the gameplay is pretty fun. It's I think you'd have fun playing it.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's
I don't know. I've looked at footage and stuff, and I'm not really huge on those types of games usually, but I don't know, maybe.
yeah, man. It's just it's like a fun. I think it's one that it's definitely like it benefits from being played with friends.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that was fun. Hung out with Max and uh, I listened to um, "Loss of Life" by MGMT.
That's a new one.
hmm which I'll talk about a little bit, and then I also listened to "Everybody Else Is Doing It, So Why Can't We" by the Cranberries.
Oh.
Because it was recommended on my Spotify, and I was like, I like zombie, so I checked it out.
That's where I recognize that name. Yeah.
Yeah. Also got excited because Super Mega is back, baby.
Ooh.
Um, they came back with a little comedy music video, and they're gonna be less focusing on Let's Plays and more doing like uh just like music videos and skits and stuff, which I'm
Mm-hmm.
very excited about because that's where um they shine a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, but otherwise, pretty low key week, I'd say. Um, on Thursday when I guess yesterday when Overcompensate came out, the I was in my Spanish class,
Mm-hmm.
and it usually gets out at 11:50, so I was like, perfect, got 10 minutes. I can get back to my apartment and I
Uh,
can just watch the premiere of the video and everything. And then, like 20 minutes before class ends, he's like, "Hey, we have a quiz today." It's like, okay, whatever. That's like the eighth quiz in 3 weeks, but whatever. Um,
damn.
yeah, and then he's like, "But this time it's gonna be with groups or with uh in pairs."
Uh,
And I was like, "Oh, why?"
yeah.
um,
But why though?
and I was in this group, and like if I had done it by myself, I would have just I wouldn't have done the best on it, but I would have just gotten through it and tried my best and just left. But the two people I was with, uh, you know, wanted to get a good grade, so they kept asking questions and asking to come over and make sure it was right. And he's like, I think he's a little new to teaching, so he's
Mm-hmm.
just like, he kind of just walked us through the entire thing almost, and they just kept asking questions, and it got to noon, and I was like, I gotta go.
I got things to
like I,
do.
like I got work in an hour. I got something I want to listen to. Um, and then we didn't finish until like 12:10,
Oh
12:15. I
my
was like,
god.
yeah, and I was like, what the fuck?
Damn, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was stupid. I hope he never does any of those ever again, but we'll see. But afterwards, I got to listen. And when I got out of class, I put on the song, and we'll talk about our feelings a little later. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, if you want to hop into albums of the month, we can. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, we can hop into that real quick and then maybe like a brief music news thing after or so.
yeah,
I
music
got
news.
Yeah, I got one thing to talk about. News. Yes. So I warned Colin ahead of time. I have a lot in my end of the month. I'll try to keep it brief, but I'll talk about everything I listened to this month. So the first thing I listened to was "Prelude to Ecstasy" by The Last Dinner Party. This is like a alternative kind of album. People were calling it like glam rock, sort of like for the 80s and 70s. I guess I don't know, but I really liked it. I've really been liking this album, and it's got a bunch of catchy bangers on it. All girl group, they're killing it. Probably industry plants, but I don't care because the music sounds fantastic. So it's great. I'd highly recommend it. I have it at like a strong 8 right now.
Cool. Um, First, I don't think no, because you would have included it too. Did you include Plastic Death in February, or was that January?
I did that January, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that was January.
Yeah.
Um, First thing I listened to was the Weezer discography, the ones that I missed at least. I thought that some of them were good, some of them were bad. Ratitude and um,
Was
Pacific.
Ratitude its own category besides good or bad? Like, is that how you?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
it kind of
It's its
it
own beast.
yeah, it really is that dog,
Yeah.
man. Um, it it finished out my second notebook for the pod, so I gotta love Weezer for that one. But yeah, from the ones that I had not listened to that I liked Pinkerton, Maladroit, and Hurley. Um, and if you want to hear full thoughts, you can go over that artist analysis from a couple episodes ago.
Yes.
But yeah, I liked some standouts song wise. I liked Slob and Slave and Memories, and uh, I loved Where's My Sex,
Oh yes.
but forget what I gave him overall. I think it was like a light to decent 7 overall. But you can go actually hear my thoughts on the Weezer artist analysis.
Yeah, they're fresh over there.
Oh yeah,
I forgot to mention my favorite tracks for the last dinner party one. But my favorite tracks on there were like Caesar on a TV screen, Sinner, I think Portrait of a Dead Girl I was liking, and Nothing Matters. But just to say that out loud. Next thing that I listened to was Drop 7 by Little Sims, a little EP that she did that was kind of like this dark, clubby type thing. It was okay. Definitely felt like something that was written and created in a few days, which I think was the point of that project.
yeah,
And you know, it's all right. I like the first song, Mood Swings, and there's some cool like dark sounds going on throughout it that are interesting, but it's just kind of all right on Little Sims's end. But yeah, it's okay. I gave it like a strong 6.
Cool. All right. Next thing I listened to was, pretty sure Gloom Division by I don't know how, but they found me. At least that's what I saved. I'm pretty sure that's it though. And I enjoy it. I haven't given it a full second listen yet, but I thought that it was okay. I thought it was pretty good at points, but just okay at others. Definitely not as good as Razzmatazz. But it had some high points for me. I liked Infatuation a lot. I liked the opener with Downside. Speak of the Devil was fun. And I also like Kiss and Tell and Satanic Panic. But songs like Gloomtown Brats and The Sunny Side and Idiots of Oz, I just was not feeling very much. I didn't notice like the mixing things that you talked about last week because I'm not that my ears aren't tuned that well.
You're not that far up your own ass, yeah.
Yeah. But I did enjoy it. I'll give it another listen or two soon. But for now, I had a good time with it. Like I said, my favorites probably Infatuation, Downside, Satanic Panic, and Speak of the Devil. Um, but right now, I'd probably give it like a strong 6, light 7.
Okay. Cool. Next thing I listened to was Vultures 1 by Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign,
Ooh.
and I gave that a strong 4. And then after that, I listened to the Weezer discography. Um, and like Colin said, Weezer discography, we have a whole episode on it. Basically, all of those albums were new for me, so on top of all of the albums that I'm about to talk about, add 14 to that, and that's how many albums I listened to in February, which is kind of insane to me.
Yeah.
But that I agree with Colin. There's some ups, there's some downs. I like the Blue album a lot. Pinkerton was kind of cool. Maladroit was one that you should check out. Everything Will Be All Right in the End. White album, and Okay Human is one that I've always loved. So
Oh, yeah.
definitely, if you're looking for some Weezer, definitely check out those. Um, I basically fell into the same opinions as a lot of people on them, although I do think Make Believe was not nearly as bad as people made it out to be.
Definitely not.
But you know, it was Weezer. It was cool. I think I gave them a strong 6 overall, and that feels about right to me. So
Yes.
yeah.
Next thing I listened to was Loss of Life by MGMT. I only gave it one listen at the beginning of the week, and I do plan to return to it. But I did enjoy it when I was listening to it. It was a pretty different feel from the only other MGMT album I listened to. The fucking um, oh god, Little Dark Age. Um, but I thought I thought it had good vibes. I thought like I said, I only gave it one listen, and it was at the beginning of the week. But it was pretty. I liked the electronic feel on a lot of it. And like I'm gonna give it more listens. But for now, I liked Bubblegum Dog. I liked Mother Nature and Nothing to Declare and Loss of Life. And on first listen, probably give it like a strong 7 for now.
I'll have to check that one out. Um,
Yeah, I'm sure you'd like it.
yeah. Cool. Next thing I listened to after that was Quadeca's Scrapyard, mixtape of a bunch of leftovers, things that don't fit into a mainstream project, but on its own, it works in a really cool way. I think there's a lot of really cool production and great hooks on here. And Quadeca is just really coming. I mean, he came into his own as an artist on the last album, but this one is like in a little bit more of a easygoing listening experience, in a way that I think really works with his sound. There's some pretty cool shit on it. I really love Texas Blue, which I chose as song of the week. But some other ones on there that I love: Dust Cuttered, Easier. You Tried That Thing Where You're Human. Guide Dog, I've been liking a lot too. There's a lot of cool stuff on it. So I would definitely recommend that one. Do you
Cool.
have any more albums?
I have one more.
Okay. Oh, I
Uh,
would also give that one a decent 8. Sorry. Okay,
oh,
go on.
cool. All right. My last one is "Everybody Else Is Doing It, So I Can't We" by
Oh,
the
right.
Cranberries.
Yeah, you said that.
Uh, and I gave this one more attention than the MGMT one, just because it caught me more, um, caught my attention more on first listen. I think it's very good. I like the feel of it a lot. The singer, she's got a great voice, very interesting vocal style. And it's just a nice like early '90s rock, uh, grungy. Well, not super grungy, but like it's like pop pop rock grunge mix kind of. Um, all of it was new to me except for one song that I was like, oh, I've heard that song before. Because it's been on TikTok.
Hmm.
It's called Linger.
I'd probably
But
recognize it if I heard it. Yeah.
I'm sure you would. But yeah, I like this one a lot. I'll probably return to it and check out the album that has Zombie on it at some point because, yeah, I thought it was a really good time. I liked Linger, Dreams, Sunday, um, Still Can't, and Waltzing Back. And I'd probably give it like a decent to solid 8.
Cool. Wow, nice.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll have to check that one out too.
for sure.
All right. So yeah, I'll try to keep these slightly brief.
Oh, yeah.
Next thing I listened to was Gloom Division by I don't know how, but they found me. I was not feeling this one as much, although I will admit I do want to give it another listen because I was having a really weird week this week, or that week that it came out. So maybe I'll appreciate it a little bit more on another listen, but yeah, it just wasn't really my thing. Like Colin was saying, there's some of the mixing. Well, like Colin was saying from my perspective, there was some mixing stuff going on that I was really not a huge fan of. I thought it didn't really sound as good as it could have, but I also wasn't really feeling a lot of the hooks or Dallin's writing or anything. And I thought it was just pretty disappointing as a whole, unfortunately. And I have that one at like a decent 5. But I did enjoy Infatuation. Uh, I I don't remember exactly what the song's called, but it's called like Sixth,
Oh,
um,
6 foot
6 foot.
feet.
That was it. Yeah, something like that. And then I actually kind of liked Sunnyside on first listen, but I don't know. But those are some of the ones I enjoyed. Um, After that, I listened to Club Shy by Shy Girl. I kind of talked about it earlier. I don't really have much more to say other than, there's a cool song on there called like Thick, I think it is. And it's got some cool production, but it's club sounding bangers.
Mhm.
If that sounds interesting to you, you might like it more than me. I have it at like a strong 6. It's whatever. Um, then I listened to that Chelsea Wolfe album. She reaches out to she. Um, Dark rock, like I was saying before. There's some interesting things on there. There was one song called Tunnel Lights that I really liked. And there was some other cool ones on there too. I have like Unseen World, the opener, Whispers in the Echo Chamber, and then Dusk at the end. You know, there was some cool things on there. It was an interesting vibe, very dark sounding. But you know, I might check it out again, but I have it at like a light 7 right now. I thought it was interesting, but a little one note for me. Um,
Cool.
cool. Then I did my little Jacob Collier run. Jacob Collier is, for those who may not know, basically very, very gifted musical prodigy. Not a gifted songwriter is the way I would describe him. um, but his first album, In My Room, I thought had a nice charm to it. He started off on YouTube doing like covers and stuff, and it was very much like bare bones, his vocals, and then it sounded like everything that was made in his room. And it has that charm to it of like, damn, this is just a musician popping off. And I think
Yeah.
I think that's kind of endearing on it, even if I don't love everything on here. But because of that, I thought it was one of his more enjoyable projects, and I gave that like a decent 7. His first album, or his next album after that, Jesse Volume 1, was also new to me. And that's kind of the exact opposite of the charm I liked on the first album, because now instead of just being a talented kid in his room, it sounds he's working with an entire orchestra the whole thing, and he's overproducing it kind of in ways that like, okay, maybe not quite. I'll get to that comparison later, but he's overproducing it, and it's like just doing too much, and it's just kind of like not. It's a little cringe at points, and it's not quite for me. That one I
That's,
gave a light six. I guess since I'm going through the Jacob Collier stuff, I'll just brief notes on two and three because I have listened to two and three before. Two is like a folk album. I think he works better in that sound. I like that one. Gave it a decent seven. And
nice.
Volume 3 is him going into pop sounds, Jesse Volume 3. And I liked this album at one point. It was in my top albums of 2020. I do not very much anymore. and,
Oh,
and I have it at a strong 5. Not Don't really like the direction on he goes on here because he starts it almost feels like if AJR was like musically gifted. So he's
oh,
still making AJR decisions, but doing it with musical gifted stuff. It's a weird combo. And then his new album that came out last night, Jesse Volume 4, kind of the same vibe, except a little more boring and going more off the rails in the second half. The second half gets very bad in some points in places, and yeah, in some songs that I really don't like from him. Some of his worst that I've heard, and it's like, oh man, I want to like this guy. He's great. There's a good song on there called Little Blue. I don't remember if I chose that for my song of the week, but I had it in my songs of the year. It's a nice song. It's a very nice folk, very beautiful folk ballad, but like it's kind of the only song I really liked on this album. Was not that great. Yeah, I gave that one a light 5. Um, Probably will not return to that one.
ooh,
Yeah, I
love to
want.
hear.
Yeah. I want him to do good things, but he is not. So.
Sounds like a band that you mentioned that we know and love.
Oh yes, yeah. My feelings for him are getting a little too close to comfort to AJR, honestly. Um, yeah, there's one song on here with fucking who. Well, okay. One thing about sorry, but I'm done with my albums. But
Oh, you're okay.
there's like 1.5 million features on this new album. Like it's insane. Like there's 16 tracks and like all of them have like at least 2 features. It seems like. Um, and one of them has a Chris Martin from Coldplay on it, and
Oh,
like, oh man, that song was so bad. Um, it was, whew. And then there was also a Bridge Over Troubled Water cover on here with,
oh, really?
yeah, with John Legend and Tori Kelly, and
Oh,
man,
boy.
yeah, the entire thing was just how many vocal runs can we fit into this song, pretty much.
Oh
It
no.
like ruined the entire soul of that song. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, it's just
Song is
like,
so good, dude. How you gonna ruin Simon and Garfunkel?
I know, right? I was like, oh my god, what the hell? Yeah, it's honestly just disappointing, more than
Yeah.
anything. But I hope he tones it back in, does some more of the folk stuff. I actually think he sounds really nice over the folk things. And I say it a lot, and I'll say it again. Subtle Jacob Collier is my favorite Jacob Collier because it's actually very good stuff. Then, but yeah, those are my albums of the month. Whew. I listened for the shortest month of the year. I really listened to a lot
Yeah,
this
you
month.
really crammed it all out.
Yeah, that extra leap day. I wanted to, I wanted to
You had to
celebrate.
take advantage of it.
Yeah. um, but yeah. So some brief music news.
Yeah.
Um, One thing I wanted to mention a little bit, just because I have talked about him on here before.
Yeah.
Have you been seeing the Wilbur Soot things that have been going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Wilbur Soot, I've mostly talked about him in the context of Lovejoy, which is a little uh, like alternative rock group that he heads. He's a Minecraft streamer first, and then he became a musician. Um, and then he was outed as an abuser this week by
Woo!
yeah, by Shelby Shubble. Um, uh, basically, I kind of I was following it a lot, but pretty much just he likes biting, and would bite her to the point where it was straight up abusive, and like when there was a safe word and stuff, he would even ignore that and make fun of how it looked like he abused her and that kind of stuff. And he, it was pretty vile things.
Yeah.
And his whole response is basically like, "I'm better now." And it's like I'm working on myself. I'm going to therapy. It's like, cool. You
Yeah,
did
not
not.
really apology.
No, not an apology. And like a lot of people have been coming forward about how he's just kind of very rough and has a personality that's, he gets kind of joy out of physically harming others a little bit in a really weird way,
Yeah.
really manipulative, abusive type ways. And it sucks. It really does.
Yeah,
And obviously, I stand with Shelby, and
for
I
sure.
don't support Wilbur. To pull back the curtain a little bit, I don't want to make this about myself, but just to, because I've talked about the EP and stuff that I'm working on, I was thinking of having Jubilee Line as the middle track of that. That's how I always kind of envisioned that EP, was just because I really
Yeah.
liked the cover I did of that. I don't know if I'm still going to do that. I'm kind of leaning towards no. Maybe I'll find something else to fit that hole. But yeah, I don't really think I should be supporting him in that type of way, even if it is just a cover that
Yeah.
reinvents the song. It's just kind of like, uh, you know,
Yeah, it's unfortunate. 'Cause
yeah.
that was a really good cover too. Like,
Yeah, and I touched it up. That was one of the things I first did before even writing the song that I showed you guys last week. Was I touched up Jubilee Line to have it sound a little bit better and a little bit cleaner. And you know, I think I just, maybe down the line I'll release that version at some point, but I just don't really think that's the move. But yeah, I don't know. Just to update you on that stuff. But yeah, fuck Wilbur.
yeah,
It's I've been seeing some people making memes about when the guy who makes music about how awful of a person he is turns out to be an awful person, and that very much fits Wilbur, because he was very self-deprecating in a lot of his lyrics, and it's like, oh, you weren't playing a character.
yeah,
um yeah, so yeah, probably won't hear me talk about Lovejoy or him very much, unless something significant changes. But I kind of don't really see how it would in this case, because that's pretty shitty things to do to another person and to support and stuff. So, yeah,
no, yeah. I saw that and I was like, oh, another Dream SMP slash Minecraft player bites the dust.
who could have seen it coming?
I was like, yeah, well, and then Dream posted like a thing under Wilbur's quote unquote apology.
Mm,
Um, and people were like, "Why am I agreeing with Dream? Why
yeah,
am I siding? Why am I
yeah.
siding with Dream?" And I was like, "Yeah, like." And then people like posted clips of like there was like a time where Tommy in it did something on stream, and Wilbur got like very obviously mad, and Tommy was very obviously scared, and like
Mm.
I was like, "Yeah, maybe he has a history."
Yeah,
Uh,
there's definitely a weird vibe there that's a
yeah,
lot more clear now. Like he does Wilbur does do a lot of like character stuff. So like
yeah,
I've been seeing people pulling up like clips of like, oh my god, look at this, when it was like kind of clearly a bit. But there's also a lot of things that have been brought up that were not clearly a bit and were more just like, haha, look how it's funny how I kind of hurt this person. And it's like, that's
yeah.
weird. Yeah. Yeah. But yep, fuck him.
I don't know. Fuck Wilbur. Um, we in other music news before we get to the big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Cage the Elephant put out a single and announced their new album Neon Pill coming out
Ooh.
also on May 17th.
Oh yeah, that's
Uh,
right. Yeah.
which is very cool. Glad to see them come back. I think they were on my anticipated artists for this year, so um, I'm glad to see them back. I saw. I think the singer posted something on the Cage the Elephant Instagram that was just like talking about his life in the past few years and like how he's been going through like crazy like a mental crisis and shit like that, um and just like, hi, we're back. Sorry it took so long. I was having trouble.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, they got a new album coming out May 17th, Neon Pill, and they had a new song drop
Mm.
on, I think it might have been Thursday as well. It's called Out Loud, and it's one of their nice little like acoustic ballad tracks.
Ooh, I liked those ones.
Yeah, it's very pretty. I'm sure you'd like it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm excited for that album. They're going on tour. I think that'd be cool to see them, but I don't think I don't know, and I don't know if you would want to spend money on a band that you like that.
Uh,
Yeah.
I'm not
Uh,
sure. I don't. They're at like a weird point where it's like, yeah, they're cool, but I don't know. Yeah.
yeah. If not, I might go alone, or I'll find somebody else. But
Yeah.
it'd be cool to see them. Um, and then news. Have you been seeing stuff about that Willy Wonka experience?
Yeah. That shit looks so sad. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like seeing some stuff about it. There was this thing in Glasgow, England. Um, well, there was like it was advertised with AI art. It was supposed to be like an immersive Willy Wonka experience, and then like there was no chocolate. I think kids got like
It
um
was one jelly bean and a half a cup of lemonade. That's the
and
funniest part of it to me.
it's so funny. And then it was just like it was not decorated well at all. It was just like banners and shit
In
like
a
that.
warehouse, and it was $40 per person.
Yeah, and then like the fucking that one picture of the Oompa Loompa
Yeah.
with like the meth equipment kind of
Yeah. Yeah.
like really
Um,
fucking funny, and also like that one person in like the chrome mask, like the
yeah,
unknown or whatever the fuck.
the unknown.
Like what the fuck?
Oh
Um, that
God.
was really funny to me.
Yeah.
People were like comparing it to like Arrested Development. They're like, oh, this is like a fucking subplot for this for Tobias Funk or
It
whatever.
does
I've never
feel
seen Arrested.
like a weird TV show subplot. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, somebody said it was just like an episode of fucking It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
Uh, which yeah. Um, but yeah, that was really funny. I just wanted to mention that because it was
Yeah.
real silly. But the big thing,
Yeah,
uh,
we can definitely get into the big thing.
oh yeah, baby.
I took some very detailed notes. So I hope you're ready to go track for track on the new Jacob Collier album.
Yeah, I took some mental notes
Yeah, all 16 songs.
on all
Um,
16
so
songs.
yeah, what'd you think of 100,000 Voices, the opener?
Uh, I thought I thought there was a lot like too many voices.
Oh, yeah, it
Like,
is a little bit much. Yeah.
yeah, like I thought he went a little overboard.
Yeah.
Um,
There's enough
like
voices in my head.
crazy how he was able to like get that many people,
Yeah.
but like, and good on him for doing that. But like, I don't know, man, that was overkill. I think.
Yeah. That's kind of his habit. Yeah. But but for real though, we got it's been a while since we talked about him, but our favorite band that we go stupid over
Oh
uh
yeah,
released new song, 21 Pilots, new song
21
called
Pilots.
21 Pilots called Overcompensate. Um yeah, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's any secret between the two of us that we both like this song a lot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
You go ahead. Yeah.
When I put this song on after I left that fucking Spanish quiz, um, the piano and like the fucking callbacks to Trench. Well, with first "Welcome Back to Trench" and also the Salo Felina from
Oh yeah, the
Bandito.
whole
Like,
Bandito verse. Yeah.
yeah, dude, I got full body chills and my eyes started tearing up. Like it was crazy. I don't know. It hit me like that. It's never hit me before. Um, and just getting into the song, it's got that Palmini production.
Oh yeah, good
It's
meanie touch.
oh yeah, um, it's so fucking good. The video is really fun, really good, really lore heavy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I've listened to it like a lot
Yeah, me too. Um,
since it came out. I
it's
think
it's going to be at the top of my Spotify Wrapped because not only is it the first single, but it's the first song on the album. So this song's
yeah.
gonna get played a lot on my on
Oh
my Spotify account.
yeah, no, me too. I think I listened to it like over and over on my way home from class yesterday, and then over and over and over and over all day
Yeah,
when I could when I wasn't working.
yeah.
um, it's just it's got Tyler's rapping sounds super fucking good. Um, I love the Easter eggs and the more lore in the video.
Mhm.
There were a couple things that I picked up on that like I wasn't seeing people mention, and I was like, "Ooh, maybe I can, maybe I'll mention this, and it'll be like, oh, maybe I'll be the first one."
Yeah.
Um, there was in the in the like the breakdown towards the end with like the way too much for my soul
Yeah,
corazon.
yeah.
When he's like when like the when he has his hands up next to his head
Hmm.
and he it goes to the side to his heart.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, oh hey, that's the logo. That's the logo.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
it's and like he was teaching the people of Dima to do that, and I was like, oh, it's the dangerous bend symbol. That's their like revolution sign. That's the.
Mm,
I was like, holy shit, and I was
yeah.
like, and then I saw somebody else mention it today. I was like, damn
Could have been me.
it. But I was like, oh man, it's so good. Yeah, that song. But you can talk about the song now, though.
Yeah, it's okay. I thought we were gonna go back and forth, but I just kind of let you go. It's all right.
Sorry.
I understand. Yeah, I mean, I too have been playing the shit out of this song. I was there for the premiere. No mean to brag or anything. Um, but yeah, that was pretty cool. Waiting for just waiting for a new song and everything.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's. I guess I'll just kind of go chronologically through the song a little bit. I really like how it opens up with that piano and how it
Uh,
drops into the rising synths and stuff. It has a long ass intro, but I don't really mind.
oh,
It builds up the hype. He was saying Tyler was saying on I think BBC, which was premiering the song that they are planning for this to be the opener for the tour, which makes complete sense. Oh my god,
oh yeah.
being there for that those opening synth rises and then getting to that welcome back to Trench is going to be so fucking fun. Like
Oh
it's just
god. Yeah.
they've talked before about how they think about tour stuff as they write these songs, and like goddamn, I think that's one of the best implementations I can even think of. Like that's just going to be so good to open up that tour.
Oh
um
god.
but yeah, I'll be completely honest, on first listen I did feel like the welcome back to Trench and the little bandito bridge callback. I did find it to be slightly pandery. I was like,
What?
like pandery in terms of like, okay, people love Trench and welcome back to Trench. Here's Trench. Here's Trench. Like it felt a little in your face, just
Yeah.
slightly. But as I've listened to the song more, I don't really care.
Yeah.
I'm a
Seriously.
Trench bitch. You know,
Yeah.
it's like I'll eat it up. I don't fucking care. But it is slightly on the pandery side. But I like all the callbacks, and I actually really do like that.
Come.
I like, huh?
You said.
Right now. No, I do like the callbacks, and the little bandito verse that comes back, I actually do appreciate it more thinking about it in context of how this album's going to be about destroying Dima. So like then the lyrics of "destroy it if I want" and like that shit,
Uh-huh.
like it makes it feel a little bit more satisfying. And plus that's always been one of my favorite parts of that song, Bandito. So
Oh,
yeah. Anyways, we're past the intro. I love I love the quick tempo change that happens too. That shit's, you know, we I mean they did it with Ode to Sleep, but we don't really get tempo changes a lot in 21 Pilots stuff. So hearing stuff like that I think is really cool. And yeah, I mean, just a sick transition into the rapping. Tyler's kind of using a little bit different of a vocal inflection, I felt like, on this
yeah,
song. And I think he pulls it off really well. At first, I was kind of like, okay, this is a little strange, but now I'm really into it. I really
yeah,
like it, and I look. He does that little fusing of his rapping with the singing, just right into the maybe overcompensate, and like it's just great. Um,
yeah. It really
it's
is.
super catchy. The hook is catchy as hell. Fucking love that thing. Very good one.
Yeah,
Product.
using words like ear holes and gobsmacked.
Yeah. For me, it was the Adidas Tracks jacket or whatever he
Yeah,
says. That when he first said that, I was thrown a little
300
off
tracks in
guard.
my Adidas track jacket.
I was thrown a little off guard just because that feels a little strange for a 21 Pilots lyric, but
Yeah,
like
I mean he does wear a lot of Adidas track
I
jackets.
guess it's
So
true. It's just I guess I was expecting lore so much, and the lore has felt kind of fantasy based up until this
yeah,
point.
yeah,
So like Adidas track jacket is just kind of like this real thing put into the lore. All of a sudden, it's kind of like oh, what? But it's okay. It's
yeah.
whatever.
Dima's got the only store Adidas Dima has is Adidas. So
Dima by or Adidas by Dina. Jesus Christ, Adidas by Dima. There we go.
it's
Um, but you know, it's great. Tyler's flow is great. Trying to get to some of the lyrics here just so I can pull them up, make sure I'm not missing anything. Um, yeah, I like the hook a lot. Really fun. The first two is really great. Love, you know, the if you can't see, I'm Clancy, prodigy. Yeah, you know that whole
yeah,
part.
yeah,
We get the Josh Dunn.
yeah. Third Josh done.
Third Josh Dunn. Um, and his role seems to be kind of interesting with the new stuff going on. He hasn't been promoting anything, and like in a lot of the stuff, he's been out of focus
Yeah,
and kind of like in the background. So people are thinking Josh isn't real, or something like that.
Josh
Um,
was never real.
I think he's gonna have a bigger part of the lore stuff maybe coming up. Being the
Yeah,
torch bearer or whatever he's called.
yeah,
Uh, Yeah, it's great. I love the ending of that verse too. The overtake your former self. I love that.
yeah,
That
yeah.
part's
With
sick
the
as
split
hell.
vocals, yeah, it's
Uh
just
yeah. Yeah, Paul Meany fucking goes off on the production here. I really love that bridge too, where it like gets a little strange. But they feel like a perfect length. It's great.
yeah.
Um,
God,
I guess that's really all I have
oh
to say about like the song itself. But like, it's
yeah,
so fun. People have been saying it's like a mix of Trench and Blurryface, and yeah,
yeah,
I can see that. It's like Trench with a dash of Blurryface in there.
yeah. The I really like the part of the music video that I used as my fucking profile picture this week. I just thought it
Yeah,
was really silly.
yeah, that is a
Uh,
little quirky.
a little quirky.
Yeah.
Little silly guy. Um, but yeah, that man. And then I woke up pretty early on Thursday.
Hmm.
Um, so like I saw like people freaking out over Tyler being on Twitter and posting a picture that said "pussy in bio." Uh,
What?
yeah,
Was that real?
yeah,
What
yeah.
the hell?
He posted a picture, and he was just like he said something on it, but then he had a really small little piece of text that said "pussy in bio."
What the fuck? I did
um,
not see that.
yeah, it was really funny. And he was like, he was putting click art on his stories, and he changed his overlay and everything. And people were like, "Oh
Mm.
my god, oh my god, oh my god!" And then I woke up to the announcement of the album title being Clancy
Hmm.
and the track list, which has a couple interesting tracks
Yeah,
on it. The craving, the craving or cravings. Jenna's version is very funny. Little Taylor Swift
yeah.
moment.
Um, so just for some context, the day before all this, so I guess Wednesday, um, a lot of the stuff had gotten leaked in terms of like the info about the album.
Yeah,
And pretty much everyone thought both the album cover and those track list names were fake. And the whole
yeah,
time they're like, "Nah, this is completely fake. There's no way that 21 Pilots has songs called Next Semester and The Craving Jenna's version." In the original leaked list, it was out of order, and like the closing song was The Craving Jenna's version, and people are
yeah,
like, are they really going to end this album cycle on a Taylor Swift pun? um, um,
yeah. But hey, that's par for the course.
it really is. I mean,
Uh,
we've been around long enough. I still distinctly remember you saying that Pet Cheetah is a stupid song name, and I said
yeah,
you're insulting the banger of the year, and you did. Like,
and I did. I really did.
they got some strange song titles. I'm not gonna judge them before I hear them. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
I like some of the ones that I'm excited for the Paladin Straight. I like the name of that a
Mm.
lot. Um, Midwest Indigo. I also like the name of.
I like vignette a lot just because that's a cool
Yeah,
word, cool word, and I could see that being interesting. Yeah.
yeah. I can't wait for Snap Back. It's gonna be a good
Mm.
Eminem cover.
Oh yeah.
Um, I saw people like talking about next semester and then saying you're 35.
I don't think he's pulling an MGK. I'm sure it's gonna have some other meaning here.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. But yeah. What? Yeah. Speaking of the album cover, there was a lot of discourse around it. People not really
Yeah.
liking it. And I was like, why? I like it quite a bit, honestly. Like, I think it pulls together the eras very well. Um, they're on the album cover for the first time ever.
Hmm.
Um, it's got it's got a blurry face in the background. It's got the yellow and the red, and it's just I don't know, man. It works, I think. But what did you think when you first saw it?
So when I first saw it, like I said, it was the day before it was official, and there was a lot of people saying that it was fake right off the bat.
Yeah,
And I think at first glance, I didn't quite think it was real. But really, I even like before it was announced as the official one, I really do like it as well. I get people's gripes with it. People are like, it looks like Photoshop from a fourth grader or something like that. I can understand that. I think it looks rough on purpose. I
yeah,
think it really is supposed to have a little bit of that gritty, DIY feel to it. But I personally, for me, I really love the colors on it. I really love the way that yellow pops up with that red. And I think it's like a really cool contrast and something that looks really nice up against Trench and Scaled and Icy. Um, I don't know. I really dig it. And it like I didn't like hate it at first, but like I grew kind to it pretty quickly.
yeah.
I think it looks pretty badass, honestly.
I think it does too. Like
Yeah,
it's a really cool cover, to be honest, and it fits the vibe of even just overcompensate. Like
yeah.
um
It looks like
the
Revolution, you know.
yeah, it does, and I'm all for it. And people need to chill out because
I agree. I do
yeah,
agree.
like people could shit on Trash when that album cover came out at first too, and it's like,
Yeah,
hey man, like
that one isn't my favorite album cover, the Skill and Icy one, but it's okay.
yeah, but
um,
it's yeah, but very excited, very very excited.
yeah, it comes
Clancy
out
comes out
on your
May
birthday.
17th,
Yep.
baby. It's gonna be a good episode.
Yeah. Yep.
We'll be going track by track.
Probably. Actually, almost
Um,
definitely.
we'll be going track by track on the new Cage the Elephant album, and
Hmm.
we'll talk a little bit about Clancy.
Absolutely.
But no, that'll be good. Very excited.
Yep.
Um, yeah.
Yeah, only other thing I have to add to it is that Brad liked it too. So
Yeah, Brad liked
we're
it
good.
too. Fantana was hyped about it on Twitter.
Yeah, I did watch him react to it live tonight because he was
Yeah.
doing New Music Friday, and I think it was good timing for when you were done, or when you were
Oh,
ready to record. Because I pretty much watched that, and it seemed like he enjoyed it. He usually doesn't give his in-depth thoughts on those, but he said it was cute. He said it was good. So you know what? We'll take it.
let's go.
We'll take it.
But yeah, go check that song out if
Mm.
you like 21 Pilots at all. It's very, very good. But yeah, where are we at time wise, Mikey?
We just hit 1 hour
Oh, cool.
on the dot.
Wanna hop in the song of the week then?
Yeah, we can hop in the song of the week.
All right. Well, I
You're
wonder
up
what I'm gonna
first.
say. I'm gonna go with "Linger" by the Cranberries.
You know I'm such a fool for you.
All right, that was "Linger" by the Cranberries. What'd you think, Mike?
That was good. Yeah. At first I didn't quite recognize it, but yeah, once I hit the chorus, I have heard that on TikTok, I think, or something.
Yep.
But yeah, no, that was nice. I really liked the strings on there. I really liked her vocals. I think "Zombie" is the only song I'm familiar with from them, so I wasn't expecting it to be this light. But it was a nice song. I liked it.
Yeah, I really like her voice a lot. There are a couple of moments where you really like when she says "linger" for one of the first times. You can really tell she's Irish.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
now that you say it, yeah.
yeah, but yeah, I like her voice a lot. I think she unfortunately passed away
Hmm.
like a few years ago or something. But yeah, iconic band with and yeah, I heard that song on TikTok a lot, and Max played it a good bit, but I didn't know it was the Cranberries until this week. So
Ah.
um, yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Glad you enjoyed it. But what are you gonna pick, Mike?
Yeah. Well, I was going to prepare something because I thought you were going to do overcompensate, but then I realized that I actually forgot to prepare something. So you know what? Maybe
Perfect.
things work out in the end after all. um, um, so yeah, I'll go with "Overcompensate" by this little indie band called 21 Pilots.
Yeah.
Overcompensate. I said I fly by the danger.
Okay, that was "Overcompensate" by 21 Pilots. What did you think of that, Tyler?
I love it. I made it. So,
Yeah. People
nah,
say
it's
that about their children too.
yeah.
Love it because they
And,
made that.
and he's made plenty of those. So,
Yes, still counting.
um, yeah, I love that song so much. I love his vocal inflection on it. I love when it gets into that little breakdown towards the end of the song with the way too sure for my soul covered song.
Yeah.
Um, I also love the fucking wait what after the solo Felina's
Mm.
and it start. Oh, it's so good. I could, ugh. But yeah, I love that song so much.
Yeah,
Very
I
excited.
mean, we've talked about it a lot already. Something that we forgot to mention though, and that needs to be mentioned, is Josh Dunn on this track.
Oh
Is
yeah,
absolutely killing it. I mean, the drums were always great in 21 Pilot stuff, but man, he is grooving on this one, and
yeah.
it's so good. He's phenomenal, and sounds like it'll be a workout to start out the show for him, but
Oh yeah.
he's so good on here. The beat's fantastic.
Mm.
Yeah. Uh,
Can't wait to figure out what the next Drum Island song is on the album.
yeah, we'll get to that talk when we get to album talk.
Oh yeah. Oh
um, but yeah, I mean, it's fantastic. Probably my song of the year right now.
yeah, for sure.
Uh, I'm probably going to be sick of it by the time the album comes out, but I'm going to try not to do that to myself.
I,
But
I
I
don't
could.
know, man. I was not sick of Jumpsuit or Nico and the Niners
That's
when
true.
Crunch came out. So
That is true. But yeah, sick.
yeah, they haven't announced a tour yet, but you
Yeah.
know, we finna be in the pit.
We finna be in the pit. Actually, I meant to saying it too, and I guess we're doing this live on pod. But Dane said that he would be wanting to go again too. So
Okay, well, all three of us finna be in the pit.
hell yeah, maybe his girlfriend too, maybe yours as well. We'll see. But,
Yeah, I'd love. I'm sure Max would love 21 Pilots to be your first concert.
maybe mine as well. But, yeah. Sick. Oh, also something forgot to mention. A whole bunch of merch dropped for it as well.
Oh yeah.
Those vinyls look sick as hell. But I'm sticking to my guns. I'm only gonna get the vinyl if I feel like should have the vinyl of it. But I did get the Clancy Journal CD because I thought that was really really cool. I know you got something too.
Yeah, I bought the black box set with the alternate cover.
Nice.
I think the white album cover looks really cool. I just bought it because I think black works better with just my overall aesthetic. So and like there's a flag. Yeah, the flag. I've got a bandana from the last couple albums, and it comes with another bandana. In comes some cool stickers. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh well, there goes $60.
Yeah.
And before Scaled Nicey came out, I think I spent a lot of money on merch for that. So
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see how it goes. If they drop those Clancy straps at any point, I'll buy those as well.
I hope they drop the Clancy jock strap too.
Yeah. If they sell the Clancy mask at the concert, I'll be wearing that and dying of heat exhaustion during the show.
Yeah, no kidding.
But yeah. I was tempted to buy the Clancy Journal. I might get that at some point because that's cool. I don't know if it's full of like journal entries or it just are just like the ones that have been released, and then
I think it's been the ones that have been released. Maybe the ones that have yet to be released too. I don't know.
Yeah, and then just like other, and just like regular journal pages as well, so you can write in it.
Yeah. Oh, that's what you're saying. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, I'll probably read through it like once or so, but like even just having as a memento of the trench era shit is cool for me, just because that's how all the trench lore started and all that hype began was with those Clancy letters. So like I already know that's an integral part of my love for this band. So like it'll be cool to have a physical thing of that.
Yeah, all the vinyl variants are really cool. I really love the black and red splatter.
Yeah.
I'll end up getting one because I have all the 21 Pilots ones except for the MTV Unplugged as of yet. So I kind of need it, but
yeah. I'm not sure if you saw, but on Twitter they are doing a I think it's like a fan reserve one or something that I think emails are getting sent out about. It's a variant that has like it's like the red of the album cover with the yellow splatter on it. Just to say that I'm sure I can find it again on Twitter, but it looked cool.
I'll keep an eye out for that as well.
They all look sick though. All the patterns they have.
Oh, they really do. They put out some banger merch, so it's
sometimes. The trench merch, I remember there's some cool trench merch. I have some cool trench merch, but I do remember it being like some of this stuff is a little The Scaled and Icy stuff was pretty good. I will say that. Yeah.
Yeah. I love my Takeover tour hoodie. So.
Yeah. They were doing better during that era than some of the trench and blurry face stuff. I'll be honest.
They haven't put out any like clothing yet, but once they do, we'll see. I'm sure it'll be more of like that acid wash kind of like splotchy stuff from the past couple eras. So, but
yeah, sick. All right, well, enough pilot talk. It's time to
till the next song. Till the next song.
Yeah, till the next song, and then we'll be annoying again.
And before the album drops, we'll go through the entirety of the lore again. Top heavy to top heavier.
Yeah, we'll do another artist analysis just to update our thoughts.
Yeah. And for now, this episode will just be called "We Are So Back."
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't say "fucking" in the title. It's probably not the best.
Yeah. Maybe I'll call it Clancy Cucks. ClaNcy's Cucks.
ClaNcy's Cucks. Yeah, I like that. Back to the alliteration of the old days.
Absolutely. Hey, when you can, you know. Anyways, if you're listening on streaming services, thank you very much. We really appreciate that. You can come on over to YouTube. We are under the same name, BrokeN Boys, capital N BOIS, where you can find links to. Well, first of all, you can see our on-theme profile pictures. Mine's probably gonna stay this one until the album comes out. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, come see those. But you can also go to the description where you can find our Song of the Week playlist, where you can find Overcompensate by 21 Pilots, or the Cranberries, the song of which was called Linger. Thank you. I thought I had it, and I was like, oh no, what's the song name? I was like, oh no, what's the song name? Yeah, you can find both of those in the 3 playlists we got down there. We got one for me, we got one for Colin, we got one for both of us combined, along with all the artists that that's the second time I've done that. All the guests that we have on our podcast. And yeah, some cool stuff in there, and go check them out. A lot of cool things to find. Yeah, and other than that, we got links to our personal stuff. For me, I go under the artist name Plaintive. I talked a little bit about some music things earlier. Music coming.
I'm coming.
I'm coming. Catch up. You can catch up on your plane of lore. Yeah, some cool stuff. Some cool stuff around the corner. That's on. I got Spotify and Apple Music down there, I think, and then links to a whole bunch of other stuff. Anywhere you find music, go stream Coping Mechanism.
Check them out, folks.
Yeah.
Do it.
And I got my Instagram down there. I got my album of the year where I rate and review music. Got a lot of stuff on there if you want to check out any more in-depth thoughts on those albums. And my YouTube page, where there will be another Leve cover. I literally I've recorded 2 in one day. It's been a week. Yeah. I think that's it for me. My proximity. I am one of the citizens of Dima trying to escape to find you.
Perfect.
Yeah. Got my little red tape on my shoulders. And Colin over there, he's giving you a peace sign right now. That's him. He runs our socials. He runs our Twitter page where he updates when we post things, post videos. And he also runs our TikTok page where he posts our little funny moments. So both of those are linked down there. Go check those out. And for himself personally, he also has an album of the year page where he rates and reviews music. He's got a letterbox, rates and reviews movies. And he has an Instagram page where he rates and reviews music, present tense. And yeah, what's your proximity?
Well, I was born right here, just now.
Wow.
Originated right in front of your eyes.
Yeah, with the peace sign up and everything.
Yeah, if you can't see, I am ClaNcy. So.
Oh shit.
And I'm right in front of you, raring and ready to go for this tradition.
Wow.
We got it.
And what's the tradition here, ClaNcy?
Well, Mike is going to come up from behind you, and this is our initiation into the Banditos. Actually,
is this taking place in Dima or?
Yeah, this is taking place in a part of the video that we didn't get to see. Because all the citizens in the video ended up having tape on their shoulders, but we didn't get to see that happen. So this is in that.
Okay. Gotcha.
I feel
behind the scenes.
Yeah. So Mike's gonna come up from behind you, and I'm gonna hug you from in front. And I'll have one piece of tape Mike will have the other, and we'll just go across your shoulders at first as we start to, fully embrace and a hug from in front and behind.
Mm.
It's a hug for not only the soul, but for the corazon as well.
Yeah.
And we'll be hugging. Mike and I are going to be just making out viciously. Mask stays on.
Okay. I respect your boundaries.
But it'll be passionate nonetheless. And this is what we'd like to call the love cage. A very Dima love cage this week. And if that sounds appealing to you, and you want your own, you can get your very own by dropping your address in the comments below. We will fulfill that and all of your other dreams. You won't know when, you won't know where, but we'll find you and we'll give you your very own love cage, baby.
I do want to say real quick that it is fucked up that they deleted that scene from the music video. I thought
It is.
I thought that added a lot to the experience, but
I thought so too. But you can't have it all. Maybe it'll be in the making of video.
It better be.
It might be probable, but I don't know if it's possible.
Yeah, that's so true.
But yeah.
All right. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.